seeing it for the last time. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Saying goodbye to the Muppets. Cheers.
A few moments later.
Oh, now I'm gonna cry. Literally.
First of all, I want to say that this studio setup is pretty darn cool. I envisioned this like 2 years ago. A year ago today, I got a bunch of these photos. I put them in frames and they weren't even on the wall yet. And to be in this, oh my God, I'm fine. I'm gonna get emotional about this. No. And to be in this position right now to set up this setup to do videos like this, what is this reality? Gonna be completely transparent with you all. This is gonna be a little bit of an emotional video, and when I say a little bit, I cried more than I expected I would. This is me saying goodbye to Muppets Vision 3D. Late last year, Disney announced the unfortunate news that Muppets Vision 3D would be closing soon. And earlier this year, they officially announced that the last day to see the show and the Muppets Courtyard would be June 7th. As soon as I heard this news, I knew I had to book a trip to Disney World and say goodbye to the attraction one last time.
It's honestly a huge reason why I booked this trip.
I remember my first trip to Disney World in 2006. I actually didn't even know there was a Muppets Courtyard. I didn't even know there was a Muppets Vision 3D show. I was a child. I was an idiot. I had no idea. I absolutely love the Muppets. And when I say love the Muppets, I think I watched Muppets Treasure Island like 312 times minimum as a kid. I remember my first ever trip seeing the Muppets Courtyard, seeing the fountain with Miss Piggy, seeing the show, like the Muppet Studios, or so I thought it was. I was a child. I was an idiot. I remember going to the gift shop and buying Muppets merch at the gift shop, which later closed, unfortunately, and never reopened since I think 2019. But I was actually fortunate enough to see inside that store one last time. I was there for 2 days during my last trip. One of those days was May the 4th, and they did have the limited edition Star Wars merch available at the store. And so I did walk through literally just to see the Muppet stuff in this store, because this store is going to also be no longer. Are they going to replicate this store somewhere else in the park? Perhaps by a rock and roller coaster? We don't know. This walk through the Muppets Courtyard was unlike any visit I ever had before. During the 2 days I spent at Hollywood Studios, I returned to the Muppets Courtyard multiple times. During rain, shine, daytime, nighttime. Honestly, I never wanted it to end. I spoke with cast members.
Is it okay if I record these little guys? These are so cute. That's
They're our most support Muppets.
I think I need one, to be honest.
I watched the show at least 6 times.
Everyone okay in here? We surrender! We surrender!
There was a point I even told myself I'm gonna watch the show and not record anything and just enjoy the experience for what it is without making a single video for YouTube. And I couldn't, because every single time I would watch the show, I would notice a new detail. Something I've never noticed before. Something I don't remember noticing before. Something that felt a little different. Seeing it for the last time. I'm fine. I'm fine. And I feel like that's what was hard about this experience for me, knowing that I would never come back. I would never see this area again. I would never see the little details inside the theater. I would never see the animatronics. I would never see the rats rowing a boat in the fountain. I would never see the giant Kermit statue. I would never see any of it again. And all I had was these videos to hold on for my memories, for me. But I didn't want to forget this. And I knew I wouldn't forget this area. I knew it would be a part of who I am for the rest of my life. Making this video, watching the recordings, writing this script, and even recording this goddamn script, it broke me, and it will break me. And I'm not here to say that what Disney is doing is wrong. I'm not here to say that the Muppets Courtyard should stay. That is not my intention at all. This is just my goodbye. Because honestly, I 100% agree with the choices Disney made. I agree that this area, the Muppets Courtyard, should go. And I agree that the show, Muppets Vision 3D, is done. It's had its time. We need to move on. And I agree that putting a Monsters Inc. area, courtyard, whatever they're gonna call it, here is actually a good choice. And let's be honest, the wait time on average over the last 2 decades for Muppets Vision 3D has been 10 minutes. And quite honestly, I never even knew an extended queue existed for this attraction because I never had to stand in it. Every time I went to go see the show, you literally just walked into the pre-show area, and as soon as the next show was starting, you walked right in and grabbed a seat. I met a current cast member on my recent trip to Atlanta. Imagine me meeting somebody who also loves Disney, not only loves Disney, but works at Disney, and she shared these pictures with me of the extended queue because I didn't even know it existed or that I could ask to go see it on my last trip. So thank you so much for sharing these with me, Jay. I really do appreciate it. Although some of these parody movie posters, I'm actually kind of sad I didn't see them in person. And I really wish, like Disney, knowing that the extended queue was never really being used, that they would put this somewhere else, maybe at the end of the attraction. They do have other posters when you leave the attraction. We need the Pirates of the Caribbean Kermit over there. Like, come on. I'm asking for something that's closing in a couple days. Like, I don't know what I'm expecting here. Muppets Courtyard is ready for change. And it has been for a while. As much as I love this area, as much as I miss the Muppet store that used to be here, as much as I hate the food at both the restaurants, I'm sorry, Pizza Rizzo and Melrose, I ate at both of those places once in my lifetime and I would never return, not even when you were closing and I could never have it again. I was good. Although if you didn't know, there's a beautiful dining area on the second floor of Pizza Rizzo. If you've never seen it, this is it completely empty and you'll probably never see it again. So you're welcome that you didn't know that either. I didn't know about the extended queue. You didn't know about the second floor at Pizza Rizzo. We're all learning things today. But regardless of all of that, it's time for change. As much as I love Miss Piggy in the middle of the fountain as the Statue of Liberty, it is time for change. And you know what? If they move that over to Rock and Roll Roller Coaster area, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad of a lot of things if they move these things over to the Rock and Roller Coaster area. Jim Henson has been an inspiration to me. He always has been and he always will be. And this Muppets Vision 3D was the last official project that he worked on. His passion and excitement when working on the Muppets has always been something I aspired towards. Just to be so confident on your vision and not let anything get in your way, it's truly who I want to become. To believe in yourself that much, even when there were so many failures at the beginning, and building these characters that literally has changed the lives of so many people. To me, the Muppets has always been an escape. It's hilarious, it's fun, it's entertaining, it's silly, it's goofy, they look strange but cute all at the same time. And to me, the Muppets just feel like home. Even as a kid, I wanted to watch Muppets Tonight, The Muppet Show, the Muppet movies. I also loved watching Fraggle Rock. It was way before my time, but I still watched it because I absolutely enjoyed everything the Muppets had to offer. There's a TV special they made called The Muppets Family Christmas, and I still to this day, I watch it every single Christmas. It is the only show to my knowledge that Sesame Street, The Muppets, Fraggle Rock, they all come together in one show together. It's just fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous, and it's a tradition for me and it always will be a tradition for me. So to me, yes, I have a huge connection to this IP, to this franchise. I recently went to the not Muppet, it's a puppet museum, but it's basically a Muppet museum in Atlanta. Future video will come later, just to see the Muppets in person. And yes, of course, I cried. Of course I cried, but we'll get to that later. I feel a connection to these characters unlike any other. When I look at Kermit, it feels like home. When I see the Muppets, it feels comforting. It feels like I'm with friends and with family. I don't have that connection with any other IP ever existed. But the Muppets, to me, it's something different. And that's why this goodbye is harder than other goodbyes. But originally, when they were building this Muppets Courtyard area, there was actually supposed to be a second ride. Jim Henson was involved in the whole process of designing the area, developing the Muppets Vision 3D show. He never saw it to fruition, and Disney never completed the second ride.
It'll be a backstage ride of explaining how movies are shot. And it's almost, but all the information is wrong.
It's a ride that will never be. But I do wonder if we'll see elements of this ride potentially in Rock and Roller Coaster. I could see that. I could see some of the comedy, the parodies. I don't know. You don't realize how much everything meant to you until you know it's the end. And what is will never be again. I don't mean to get poetic about this, but to me, this actually felt similar to losing losing a pet. Like, you know it's coming. You know it's for the best. You know you don't want your dog to suffer any longer. You know you will be okay. A part of you just wants to be selfish. A part of you just wants to hold on a little bit longer. A part of you wants to just stay in that moment forever, when things were good, when you didn't have to deal with the inevitable change. So how do I cope with this? How do I deal with this? How do I move on? With a beer, of course.
Why do birds
Cheers.
suddenly appear every time you are near?
I do feel emotional, and I wasn't quite ready to come down over here, but I feel like I am now. Oh, now I'm gonna cry. Literally.
Just like me, they long to be close to you.
And we need to get over it. We need to suck it up. I have to much cry again.
Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
It's hitting me, guys. It's hitting me hard.
I spent a total of 2 days at Hollywood Studios during this last trip. And even though Muppets Vision 3D always typically closes earlier than the rest of the park, I did plan to stay in that area until the very last show played, and then my plan was to go over to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, hop on that ride, and then actually go see Fantasia again. I had a whole night planned. Every single day I was at the parks, I was there pretty late enjoying myself. But this last night at Hollywood Studios, it felt different. I walked over to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and I didn't want to go on it. I thought about doing something else and sticking around till the next Fantasia show at 10 o'clock, and I didn't want to. And that's very unlike me. All I want to do is be at the Disney parks. But to me, this day in particular, I felt done. I felt ready to go. I said my goodbye. There was no more to say. There was no more to do in the Muppets Courtyard area. There was no more shows I could possibly watch, because I literally watched the last one that day, and I just went back to the hotel. It was hard to say goodbye to the Muppets and a beloved attraction, and yes, the Muppets are going to live on in different ways, and this is not the end. This is just the end of... I'm fine. But it was hard knowing that I'd be looking at the Muppets Courtyard for the very last time.
Is it terrifying?
No, I don't think so. It's the way it is, you know. Everything must come to an end. The drip finally stops.
See you on the other side.
Oh, Bojack, no. There is no other side. This is it.
I am a Disney adult, absolutely obsessed with the Disney parks and Universal Studios since my first visit when I was only 7 years old, but tall enough for rides. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And take it easy, and take it easy, and take it easy, and take it easy.